Hey everybody. So we were talking about when that water ran out of the United States, how it left a bunch of gold behind. So much gold that they were able to build 7 cities of gold. Those are all the gold deposits that were left just by the water draining off of these areas. And these hard areas are the areas where this drainage just went off and created these silt in these plains below. But when an entire ocean washes away, and I guess in this prospecting process, I guess the heavier gold is left on the bottom. This gold was just lying around. People were just coming from miles around to pick this stuff up. They built cities made out of gold. Very extraordinary. And I believe this happens anytime there's a pole shift. I believe there's massive deposits left on the ground afterwards, which would explain why someone would want to come and gather that up. Today is the third day of what I believe is the final year of the United States. I mean, it must be, correct? I mean, these guys have shown that this is who they are. They all gathered down on some island, all of them, to decide what they're going to do to escape the pole shift and get away from all of the people have found out that they're really just this. I mean, why don't you billionaires dress the part? I've been ripped off by several billionaires and still am being ripped off by them to this day. They get off on that. They feel they have some sense of power and authority, some sense of minion over men. And that's fine. They have not paid. When we cross over, I will become your biggest problem in the next dimension. This war that you started with me doesn't end. It's just like the mummy. What does he say in the end? What do they find on the inside of that tomb? What was the writing inside there? What was just the beginning? You guys F me over. We'll take this into the afterlife. It's okay. My war against evil will go as far as my war against evil needs to go. 3 days into 2026, we take over Venezuela, go grab Maduro in the middle of the night. Why didn't Russia just do that? Save us a bunch of money. What a joke. It's because they need a place for the pole shift. Now I'm copying some guy or ripping him off that pointed this out. I did not know this. I've driven through here a bunch of times and never knew what in the hell was going on in that area. And I appreciate the guy on TikTok who spoke about this area. I forget what the heck it's called up here. The four states where glaciers did not go up in that area. I did not know about this until this man pointed it out. Thank you, whatever your name is. I give you all the credit in the world. You're probably getting a whole bunch of my money anyway. So, no glaciers formed in this area right here. Now, I've been through this area here. I hit a deer right in there on the, right there where that, there's a freeway that runs right along that edge. It's crazy. And when you're driving along this, you're driving and there's just this massive flat area and then it just comes out of nowhere and it just goes up into the sky. And you're like, what the hell? And so that right there is a very interesting geological feature that has not had glaciers on it in the past. And I just thought it was an interesting feature that was pointed out by some TikToker. I never learned this stuff, that glaciers didn't go over the top of this little area. And when you go to this area, it is geologically remarkable. I mean, what a cool place. If I was going to go on vacation somewhere, I'd go there. Pretty cool. So there is kind of like an elevation map of it, and you can see how it just, all this water just ran down and created all of these plains when it probably was almost an island at one point. Who would know? Pretty wild. Never knew it. I'm going to show you a couple of these that came up out of the water. Where's this one at? This one's in Spain. Here's another one coming up out of the ground. I believe that every one of these were former North Poles at one point. Now here they're saying that Earth has gained a second moon for about 80 years. Now, anyone want to explain this? Because I'm going to. According to previous versions of Earth's history in the past, there was a time before there was a moon on Earth. Then there was 2 moons. Then there was 1 moon. Now, another theory about the moon, not my theory, is that the moon was made on Venus 38 million years ago, towed around the galaxy for a while by another moon that has propulsion, meaning that they are artificial devices, space stations, whatever. And so that second moon tows that first moon into its proper orbit around Earth. The reason we would need a second moon for 80 years is because our binary star is causing our orbit to move. And this second moon is having to pull our moon into its proper orbit all the time, or we will have some severe problems on Earth. So this second moon is here to tow our moon into its proper orbit before too much S hits the fan each time it goes out of orbit. That's my assumption. Might be wrong. You know, everybody knows that there's a big hole in Antarctica and there's structures under there with, the second sun logo and everything on it, and these big, huge black obsidian objects and civilizations and countries. And we're all starting to figure out that we've been buffaloed and lied to. And, even Africa, all they ever show us is pictures of lions attacking zebra, but then we see pictures of modern cities and just people walking around and everything like normal. So we're starting to realize that almost everything we've been taught is just sheer cartoon figure nonsense. And that TikTok, in a way, before it changed hands anyway, was a alternative way to learn about previous civilizations, things that we have not been taught, things that have been hidden from us. I believe that it's all about this, that is the top of the pyramid. That is the eye on the top of the pyramid. It's the MasterCard. It's the Japanese flag. It's over. The United States of America, our last year, they're saying there's no Christmas this year. There's videos of guys walking around and there's no one around. If our sun micronovas, every atom in your body will split in half and you will blow away like dust. And your phone will land on the ground. Seriously, it's happened on other planets where the sun micronovaed. If this binary star causes a plasma war with our sun, there it is right there, our binary star, it's here. They kept us all the way to our 250th year. Didn't tell civilization one word about an incoming ELE event. In fact, hid it from you. MIT scientists knew about it. Look what happened to him. Wow. USA, what happened?